Shabbat Shalom. Okay, I think we're ready.
Nice.
Let's bring in Shabbat. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, yeah, la la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la la la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la la la. Yeah, la la la. Yeah, la la. Yeah, la 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 la. Shalom Aleichem. Let's welcome in the angels, page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Boachem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hey, hey, hey. Boachem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Barchuni l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All right, are we ready to bring the claps in? Here we go. You got it. Seidchem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidchem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hey, hey, hey. Seidchem l'shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon Mimelech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Laurel and your family brought some good rhythm this evening. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is one of our last Shabbatot of 5782. Before we jump into thinking of what it is that we are letting go of from this past year, as we pause this evening for Shabbat, let's take a moment to savor some of the beauty. some of the preciousness that occurred in this past year. These could be brief moments of seeing a loved one, feeling welcomed, connecting with a good friend, or perhaps you're remembering a major milestone. As the year dwindles, we savor the good that it has instilled in us in its mysterious ways. This Shabbat, we can savor who we are in this moment, an individual who would not be exactly as we are right now, had this past year been any different. Tonight is an invitation to linger and rest in the sweetness of 5782, even if they were hard-earned. We acknowledge these memories of goodness in our hearts and invite those good memories and blessings into our prayers this evening. To begin our sacred time together, I call our bat mitzvah, Laurelyn Stroh, and her family members Limeng, Yael, and Amelia Stroh to come up to the bima for candlelighting, and please turn to page 2 on the Siddur.
Each Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them. So may we, by our life, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who kindled light. So may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lecha hadlik ner Shel Shabbat.
Thank you so much. Mazal Tov. I hope it felt good to have a little preview of being on the bima, which will be your home tomorrow. So we'll turn to page 20 to welcome in the Shabbos bride, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela 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 Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Hishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'nechila lecha Dodi Likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki hi mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sumasi b'mashav achila lecha Dodi Likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. All right, if you want to add the clap to this one. You keep it simple. You just hit the beat. Here we go. Verse 5, Hitoreri, 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 Kiva ora kumi ori, Uri uri shir daberi, Kivura nahalayik nigla lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat, Lecha bela, Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. We rise and we face our doors to welcome in the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvetzola tochem uneam segula boi chala Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
If you're already standing, you're welcome to remain standing, and we'll rise as we're able and turn to page 28 for the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer.
Yain lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yain lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ir. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ir.
We'll remain standing and turn to page 34 for the Shema.
If you haven't taken a deep breath yet today, let's do that together. Shema is about listening, an interconnectedness, a sense of oneness. But truly, we are all connected to one another. Into a oneness in the universe. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
You may be seated as we turn to page 36 for the Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננת על לבדיך, ודיברת בם בשבתך ובביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Yesterday, I took a hike up to the ridge above my house. I live over in Pacifica, and as I walked through the scrubby pines and beautiful fall foliage, the quiet out there had enough spaciousness in it that my whole day of stresses and worries, excitements and memories, it all felt held and quieted by that landscape. And then I saw the sea. I walked to my favorite overlook, and walking up the familiar path, I had a moment where the grass was plenty green on my side of the fence. One of those moments where I didn't want my life to be anywhere else, anything different. I suddenly felt so aware of gratitude and awe. And I know you know those moments, those rare times in life when maybe you see your child or your best friend or your dog or a beautiful place in nature, and you just feel a reverence for your own life, struck suddenly by the beauty of the world you inhabit. Sometimes it's not a moment to cross a threshold, not a time to try to get to the other side of any sea. It's more a moment to sink and get a little deeper, get a little more present with what we already have. Tonight, as we sing Mi Chamocha, it doesn't have to be a push to get to the other side, a plea for a miracle, or a triumphant shout of arriving somewhere else. Instead, tonight, as we savor this current culmination of our lives in this moment, we pray for more moments of awe, more recognitions of the magnificence of what we already have, who we already are, of where we have already arrived to. We sing to deepen into the beauty all around us and pray to stumble in a little deeper to the greenery right here on this side of the grass. We'll turn to page 40 and sing together Mi Chamocha.
Yain lai 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 lai, yain la lai la 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 lai, yain lai lai lai, yain lai 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 lai. Mi chamocha Va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha, nedar b'kodesh, no hura tehi. Malechutecha ra'uhu banecha bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Zehili anuhu ve'amru Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed Ya la 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 Ya la 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 ya la 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 Ya la 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 Ya la 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 la
We turn to page 42 for the Hashkivenu.
Sometimes I don't know what melody I'm going to do until the moment.
I was wondering what that look was.
The look was, oh yeah, we're going to do the Hashkivenu. The beautiful thing about wood is that it lives even when it's in guitar form. It sort of absorbs the environment, which means that it gets out of tune because it's like a living thing. So it's like when you play someone else's guitar, it's like you're driving someone else's car, or it's not quite right. It's like it has a piece of you. It's like an extension of you. That has nothing to do with Hashkivenu at all. But we take this moment to really say a prayer for all of humanity. I had the blessing of going to Mexico this week. Who goes to Mexico the week before Rosh Hashanah? I don't know. It was really great. One, because I got to be in nature with Saul, and I got to be in a really different environment of people. Just really lovely humans. Being around people that really had a sense of gratitude for the little things. And it just gives you perspective on this whole other little world that's in this one place, and all of humanity that exists in the world having all of these experiences that are so different from our own, and the troubles and trials that they experience and the privilege that we have, and also acknowledging our own struggles here. And so we offer this prayer of protection, a shelter of peace for us here, for our families, for our community, for our shul, for the peninsula, and then think about expanding it to the whole world, for each and every soul that needs to be uplifted and protected. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'chamideinu shomreinu l'chaim ufros aleinu sukkah shlomecha ufros aleinu sukkah shlomecha. Guardian of life, guardian of peace, keep us safe in the night. Shomreinu lechayim, guardian of life, guardian of peace, keep us safe in the night. Shomreinu lechayim, Shomreinu lechayim. Guardian of life, guardian of peace, keep us safe in the night. Shomreinu lechayim, guardian of life, guardian of peace, keep us safe in the night. Shomreinu lechayim. Guard the sweet soul of humanity. Please protect us under your great canopy, so we will feel the shelter of your love. Feel the shelter of your love. Hashkireinu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim ufros aleinu, Sukkot shlomecha ufros aleinu, Sukkot shlomecha.
As you're able and comfortable, we'll rise together for the Amida on page 46.
Adonai sfatai tivta, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai sfatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. O eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Oh, eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Chadorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot Ve'imachot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neichem, Leman Shemo Be'achava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah, Rav lechoshia, Morid atah. Bechakeh lechayim v'chesed, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
We'll continue along with our own silent prayers or with the words of the Siddur.
Psalm 27 is recited from Elul, the month of Elul, through Sukkot. It's a time of asking and seeking, perhaps a time to get clear what is being shown to me, what do I want, what am I asking for? The psalmist answered like this: Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, ota avakesh, shivti beveit Adonai kol yamei chayai, lachazot benoam Adonai, ulevaker b'cheichalo. One thing I ask of Adonai, for this do I yearn, to dwell in the house of Adonai all the days of my life, to see the goodness of God and to visit God's sanctuary. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, Achat sha'alti ota avakesh, Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, Achat sha'alti ota avakesh, shivti shivti beveit Adonai, shivti shivti kol yamei chayai, shivti shivti beveit Adonai, shivti shivti kol yamei chayai, lachazot הזאת בנועם אדוני, ולבקר בחייכלו. לחזות בנועם Adonai, to gaze upon the beauty of Adonai.
We take this time now to pray for those in need of healing. Healing of body, of mind, of soul. I'm going to walk around the congregation now, and you're welcome to rise if you'd like to share a name with me. I'll come to you if you're standing. This evening, we also pray for Stephanie Levitt, Marilyn Greenwald, Marcia Margolin, Francie Karp, Evan Bin, Lynn Ettlinger, Larry Margolis, Gary Verbin, Larry German, Rebecca Fraser, Marcel Fraser, Sherry Berenstein, Maxine Rogo, Perry Meskin, David Habib, Anna Tran, Lev Heschel Ben Bat Ami, Suzanne Price, the Carney Friedman family, Carol Kleinman, Sergio Ribka, Carol Penn, Jessica Bobson, Abdullah Ibrahim, Cindy Brines, Louis Eliscu, Dolores Gould, Elisheva Khana, Eric Hines, Michael McNally, Helen Gagnon, Sophia Khana, Betty Nazarian, Rita Harai, John T. Betts, Marilyn Schmidt, Glenn Kesselman, Amy Schulman, and Bob Berry. Refuah Shlema.
אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, אחת שאלתי אותה אבקש, אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, אחת שאלתי אותה אבקש.
Again, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This week, our Parsha begins with the words Ki Tavo, when you arrive. The first line instructs that when we arrive in the Promised Land, we are to harvest the first fruits of the trees and offer them back to the divine. The timing of this Parsha speaks to our present moment on the Jewish calendar, when we're walking toward the promise of a new year. What will we do when we arrive, Ki Tavo, in 5783? In somewhat of a befitting way, the Parsha explains that we are to tell a story of our past, of where we came from, when we offer the fruits in the land. As we look forward to the promise of arrival in a new place, in a new year, we have to acknowledge that with an arrival, inevitably comes a departure. So not only does this parsha beg the question of what we will do when we arrive in 5783, but also, what are we leaving behind? What story are we departing from? As we progress in these last days of Elul, these are the questions we ask ourselves. Tomorrow evening, we come together to observe Slichot, an intentional time to acknowledge when we may have fallen short in this past year. As a community, we sit together in this sanctuary in candlelight, change our Torah scrolls into their white dresses, and we begin our prayers of Teshuvah for the first time of the year. Individually, we tell the stories of how we came to be where we are, and we take responsibility as we depart from the past and continuously prepare to arrive in the new year. While it is a beautiful service, Slichot also presents its challenges. The word means forgivenesses, and it often inspires a deluge of apologies. It tempts us to look into the past year and probe into our perceived shortcomings, to see ourselves in an apologetic light, and can push us beyond a healthy place of simply taking responsibility for our actions into a place of guilt, regret, a place of feeling sorry for being who we are. I can say for myself that being socialized as a woman, I already find myself apologizing for way too many things. As the poet Emily Cernacker writes, a woman is apologizing in classrooms with her hand half up. Sorry, can you explain that again? She's apologizing for her messy living room, for what she is wearing or not wearing. She's apologizing to the grocer. I'm so sorry, these tomatoes are moldy. Unfortunately, and regardless of your gender identity, I think most of us know what it's like to apologize past the point of what's appropriate. To apologize so much that we end up being sorry for who we are, sorry for existing. Sometimes the apologetic lens we look at ourselves through at this time of year is actually a disservice. To be clear, I'm a firm believer in taking responsibility for our actions and apologizing when appropriate. But it is different when we tip the scales of apology into a way of being that can toxically squeeze us into a small existence, limit our horizons, and keep the world from seeing the gifts we fumble around and apologize for. Instead, this week's Parsha offers a reframe. Ki tavo, when we arrive. When we come to 5783, what is it that we will do? In The Power of Regret, Dan Pink writes, over time, people regret what they did not do more than what they did do. Regrets of inaction are far more common than regrets of action, end quote. Instead of examining and digging into our lives, searching for what to apologize for and waiting in regret, let's ask ourselves what we will do in 5783. Ki tavo offers the perfect balance. It begins by telling us what we will do when we arrive, which is to offer the fruits of our harvest, and upon that offering, we tell a story of what we are departing from in order to arrive. We don't need to excessively apologize or offer more narrative on ways in which we are no good or unworthy. Instead, we can limit the story of our past regrets to a short, responsible acknowledgement and use it as leverage to energetically spring ourselves toward what we will do when we arrive in 5783. This year, as we acknowledge our past shortcomings, let's tell the story in a way that leaves us inspired and ready to live the fullest versions of our lives when, unapologetically, we arrive, Ki tavo, in 5783. I hope that you do come tomorrow evening to our Slichot services. In our learning session before the service, we will speak more about this topic and about acknowledging our past shortcomings while not erring into apologizing for who we are. Meanwhile, Shabbat Shalom, and hopefully see you tomorrow evening too. At this time, I ask our member of the Board of Trustees and one of our Road Faith Tzedek leaders, Jessica Rosenberg, to come up to the Bima and offer our weekly announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi Genevieve, for doing one of my announcements for me. I was going to talk about the Slichot opportunity tomorrow night, which I can reiterate for you. Thank you, Cantor Alana, for a beautiful service, both of you. Mazel Tov, Laurelyn. I hope tomorrow is as special as you are. I'm sure you've worked very hard. It's exciting to see your family here. Your Saba and your Savta taught me some vocabulary when they were coming in this morning or this afternoon, and I'm glad to know some new words in Hebrew, so thank you for that. People can join Laurelyn as she leads services tomorrow on Zoom or in person. We have our Slichot learning and Havdalah opportunity that Rabbi Genevieve spoke about at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. And on Sunday, you can join us in Fellowship Hall at 11:30 for our Shush Sunday sandwich making Hevra that we do every week to make sandwiches for Samaritan House. Please make sure that you are getting yourselves ready for High Holy Day services. The registrations have completed, but if you are looking to join, please contact our staff. Ed programs are still open. We'd love to have your kids join our programs this year. And there are lots of adult education opportunities as well. Your best opportunity to learn all about these many offerings are in our weekly e-news blast by email. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Have a wonderful Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. We now transition to moments of memory. If you are here in the first week of mourning the passing of a family member, or are here in Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning a family member, or if you're observing an annual yahrzeit of a loved one, please rise. This evening we're also remembering Leo Barris, Roseanne Levitt, Louis Alterman, William Ballopole, David Clannon, Leonard Cohn, Morris Mike Colliner, Rose Ellis, Adele Fischel, David Fisher, Robert Glasgow, Sandra Glasgow, Gussie Glatt, Viola Golding, Don Green, Julio Guerrero, Adina Holmes, Irving Hyman, Elizabeth Kemper, Kelly Kilpatrick, Jacob Clapper, Sylvia Kramer, Fred Krupp, Fredolyn LaFrance, Eva Lev, Roger Levy, Harriet DeGoff Lloyd, William McKinnon, Edward Marshall Ornitz, Asher Purao, Irving Porat, Howard Reeder, Ruth Rose, Harry Rousseau, Marilyn Rudy, Samuel Sabine, Annette Sabine, Stuart Oscar Samuels, Lester Schweit, Iris Shapiro, Joyce Scher, Faye Scher, Joseph L. Singer, Kate Skernick. If there are names to add to this list, or any name that you did not hear of a loved one that you'd like to be shared, please do share those names with us aloud. We will turn to page 294 and all rise together as you're able for the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra kirute be'amlich malchute. B'chayachon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'yimeru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekursha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alma v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Osei shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Amen. You're welcome to be seated. And with that, I would like to invite our bat mitzvah, Laurelyn Stroh, back up to the bima, which will again be like a home for you tomorrow, to bless the wine and bread, kiddush and motzi.
Should we rise for Kiddush? Would I put this?
Shh. Well, please rise. My mistake. Please rise as you're able for kiddush.
Oh.
Yes.
I've never done this before. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereishit ki hu yom techila למקרא אל קודש, זכר ליציאה מצרים. כיוונו בחרת, אותנו קידשת, מכל העמים. ושבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. Yes. L'chaim Tomim. Wow, all right.
I can't do it once.
Here, take the hollow.
Oh, okay.
Take it out.
This is my second haul today.
This is second. Wow. Yeah. Okay, ready?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Why don't you save this for outside?
Beautifully sung. Yasher koch.
All right. We'll change it up a little bit tonight.
Cool.
Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Everyone on
shalom.
Zoom, Shabbat shalom. Nice to
Shabbat
see you.
shalom.